Greetings, YouTube. Sometimes you see something and you just have to shake your head. This isn't as bad as the uncanny Nexus crystals that were promised to summoners, a year plus ago, and they just never saw them again. Kabam wanted us to stop talking about it. They wanted us to stop discussing it, and eventually, I guess I did. I never heard from the people who bought them and were missing them that they got them back. They just broke the terms of service, and that was that. Well, this week we were told that we were going to get, by the end of the week, the missing Cavalier Nexus crystals. Now it is Friday, July 22nd. And maybe, just maybe, because every once in a while I'll do a video, and then the same hour that I put out the video, or maybe the same 3 to 6 hours I put out the video, the problem resolves itself. And I actually think it's a blessing to have something not age well, because it means it got fixed, right? I'd much rather, if there is a anti-player problem, I'd much rather the video suffer in terms of relevancy than be way too relevant for days or weeks later because nothing has been done. That is not a good situation for the player base. So, starting July 8th, we had reports of a missing Cav Nexus. The mail says 2 Cav Nexus crystals, but I got only 1. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. And then on top of that, there was a second bug where it said limit 0, and you could buy an extra set of them. Because when Kabam fixed the bug, they made it to where it wasn't limit 1, it was technically limit 2, but it went limit 1 to limit 0, which was its own bizarre thing. But it made Kabam a bunch of extra money, so I'm sure they were quite pleased with how that worked out. But for the people who bought the crystals and got a crystal and you were missing one, this has been pretty frustrating. And I would think if somebody pushed this issue really hard to the Apple Store or to Google Play Store, they get some traction off it. Because there has to be a reasonable turnaround time that's better than what we've seen with this issue. And yet, it is what it is. I don't work for Kabam, thank God. Imagine my mental health. You think my mental health's bad now? Just imagine if I worked for Kabam. Whew. Good luck with that. It'd be worse than the Oklahoma weather this summer, which is the worst it's ever been, by the way, in terms of heat at least. So, July 8th is where this gets started. We have screenshots from Mars underscore, a bunch of underscores, in-game mail for reference. Remember, originally, Kabam Zibbit says the team's aware of the issue and working on getting a fix pushed out for it. Afterward, we'll be working on sending out the remaining crystal to anyone who's missing it. This is July 8th, right? This is like less than a week, after the weekend of the July 4th sales, which started July 1st on that Friday. Same happened to me, and then boom. July 8th to July 13th, the forum just goes dead silent. Mars, bunch of underscores, checks in. Has anyone received the missing crystal? Nope. The team is still working through the processes for making sure they get to everyone correctly, but they should be going out to everyone who's missing them next week. Well, next week, July 13th, next week implies, the week that we just ended. Or I guess technically Friday would be the last day of it. Well, no update again for 5 days. Then 7 days later, a bit confused why this is taking so long, but hopefully it's being resolved. The missing crystal should be going out this week. Again, it's the end of the week. This is the biggest delay we have seen for a routine promise that started, and the hope of started July 8th. Now, I can't say this enough. I hope this video does not age well. I hope that everybody who's missing that crystal gets it today. What sometimes happened, though, the uncanny crystal we saw this with, was that some people got it, and still some people didn't. And so that could also be a conclusion of this issue. But it's unacceptable. People spent cash, and they deserve to have what they spent cash on. That is not up for negotiation. That's not me being Mr. Negative. It's just talking about consumer protection of a paid product. Other than that, happy Friday, right? What a way to start off the Friday. Thanks to everybody who sent this to me, especially Dow. I appreciate your input on this.